Welcome to another episode of The Evolution, the transformative podcast, your go-to podcast for unlocking the limitless power of your energy and your mindset. I'm Jevon, also known as Mr. Raise the Vibes, your personal growth coach dedicated to transforming the way you think, feel, and experience life. If you haven't already, it would mean the world to me if you would please subscribe to this channel and follow us on Instagram at @RaiseTheVibes_. And before we get into this episode, it's time for our regularly scheduled first segment, which is the vibe check. If you're unfamiliar with what a vibe check is something I do with those that are in my inner circle or folks that I work with, where I ask them how they're doing, and not your traditional general, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. No, this is an in-depth check-in where people get into how they're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally, and it's an opportunity for you to deepen and strengthen your relationship with somebody, and it provides the person with an opportunity to really expand and really communicate to you how they're feeling and be a little bit more open and vulnerable. And because you are here as a member of our Raise the Vibes community, I like to do my vibe checks with you guys, just so you are of where I'm at and what's going on with me. So physically, I am sore. It's the beginning of the new year, and the gyms have been packed. Like, everybody is there. I'm a morning guy, but if I can't make it in the morning for whatever reason, like this week I had a dentist appointment, so I went in the evening, and oh my, listen, 5 o'clock in the gym in January, I don't know what I thought I was thinking, but it's worse than rush hour. So going in there, trying to grab some equipment, it was impossible. I can't tell you the last time I went to the gym and every single piece of equipment that I could use to do a modified version of a workout that I wanted to do was unavailable. But, I was still able to go in there, get done what I needed to get done, and I'm feeling it. I am feeling sore. My chest is sore. My back is sore. My legs are sore. My body is just sore. But, it's okay, because that just means that I was in there working. That just means I was in there getting it done, moving some heavy weight, and really trying to push my body to the limit. So physically, I'm a little bit sore. I know the last time I spoke to you, I was feeling under the weather. Not 100%, I'm maybe about 95%, but I'm feeling a million times better than I was last time around. So physically, I'm doing good. Sore, but I'm doing pretty good. Emotionally, it's been a week. It's been a week. There's a lot that's going on personally. But I think just focusing on my relationship with God is kind of helping me really get through my emotions, really just experiencing them, feeling them all, and just talking to God and allowing him to lead me through everything. I don't run from my emotions. It's nothing that I'm afraid of. I'm human, just like everybody else, and a part of the human experience is feeling your emotions. And me being someone that identifies as emotionally intelligent, I like to be extremely aware of where my emotions are coming from, what's causing these emotions, what am I actually feeling. So I really sit and think about and reflect on what I'm feeling, what's causing me to feel that way. So there is just a lot of thoughts running through my mind, and they really emotionally bring something out of me that I guess it's been sitting there for a little bit that I just didn't address. So I had a really, really good conversation with my cousin over the weekend, and we got into it. My cousin called me over the holidays, and she was explaining to me a situation that was going on. And if you call on me, I am nobody's echo chamber. I'm never going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not going to side with you if you're wrong. I am an unbiased third party. And when my cousin came to me, she might have been looking for somebody to, reassure what she had thought and what she was experiencing. But I didn't do that. So me and her really, we were on the phone for 3 hours, just going back and forth. And I'm providing her with perspective. She's providing me with perspective. And this weekend we had the opportunity to sit down and just talk for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. We're just sitting there, just rapping, going back and forth. So that really helped me more than she actually even realized, just process through what I was feeling and really articulate and express myself in a way that you don't really get to do by yourself sometimes when you're able to go back and forth with somebody. So she really helped me out emotionally. She doesn't even know it, actually. I did reach out to her and tell her I appreciate our conversations and that it's still all love, even though we might not see eye to eye. But that's okay. You don't need to see eye to eye. We don't always have to be in agreement, as long as we're in alignment. And I think me and her were having a conversation about the same topic that we both felt passionately about on opposite ends of the spectrum. And sometimes those conversations can get a little bit heated and they can be a little bit emotionally charged. But at the end of the day, we're not opponents here. I'm just providing her with perspective. She's providing me with perspective. At the end of the day, we're just trying to make each other better. So emotionally, I'm in a good place. I'm feeling better. I have made progress. And again, just staying prayed up, man, leaning on God to really lead me more so than anything these days. So emotionally, I'm all right today. I'm all right today emotionally. Mentally, listen, I'm super charged up, driven, motivated, inspired by everything I'm seeing in life. There's so much good energy around me lately. I don't know if it's just the new year. I went to a new gym over the past weekend as well with a friend, and it was an experience. It was definitely an experience. Just going to a new gym, being around some new energy, you just feel inspired. And when I went to this gym, it was a different caliber of gym. Okay, I think the gym I go to is pretty decent, but this gym was top of the line. Okay, this gym is the elite of the elite. So just being in there and being in the proximity of those that are at that level, that operate at that level, for the most part, I find that inspiring. I'm not somebody that takes offense or gets triggered or feels less than when I'm around people that are doing bigger or better things than me. That doesn't bother me. That actually inspires me. So I love being around that energy. So because I've really been around that and I've been aware of what actually is going on around me, it's been motivating me. It's been driving me to do more, to be more. I have this saying every day that I wake up: are you confirming who you are that you say you are? And not just to anybody else, but to myself. I hold myself to a high standard, and I intend on meeting that standard every day. And I constantly remind myself, are you confirming that you are who you say you are? So to me, that's a good reminder to stay consistent, stay disciplined, stay true to who you are, know your values, your morals, your principles, and every decision that you make, are they aligned with your values, morals, and principles? So for me, reminding myself and asking that question, are you who you say you are, is my reminder to make sure I'm acting in accordance with my values, morals, and principles that I believe in. That has just been driving me to really lock in, tighten up. It's been motivating me. And so mentally, I am as clear as can be. I'm in a really good mental space right now. But that wasn't always the case. Let's be real, right? We've all had slumps. We've all come from dark places. We've all experienced the low points in life. And with this change of year in 2025 beginning, maybe it didn't start the way we thought it was going to start. Maybe there were people we expected to be with us in 2025, and for reasons that are out of our control, they're no longer in the picture, whether they've moved on without us or maybe we moved on without them, right? So sometimes you're not in the best headspace. Sometimes you're not really where you're supposed to be, and you're not going to be okay with that. You're going to have self-doubt. You're going to think it's not going to work out because it didn't start the way it was supposed to. And that's normal, right? We all kind of have some of these negative beliefs about certain aspects of our life that hold us back and limit us from moving on with the rest of the day or the rest of the week or the rest of the month. Those limiting beliefs really cripple you and enable you to do what you're capable of. And sometimes it might not necessarily even be completely your fault, right? There are certain things that happen to us that are not in our control that determine how we respond to the circumstances that we are in and to these conditions that we face that aren't ideal, that aren't completely our fault. And a lot of these may be due to the success you may or may not be having in certain areas of your life, or the relationships that you may or may not have, or the money you may or may not have, right? Our relationships with money is a very big one that causes people to really lose faith in themselves. And they start to believe these ideas that aren't necessarily true, right? I'm sure we've all heard money is the root of all evil, or rich people are greedy or corrupt. And it's these ideas about money that we start to take on and believe. That is really a reflection of our attitude about it, right? Maybe you're someone that's not good with money. So to make you feel better about that, you start to feel that you don't want to have a lot of money. You don't believe in an abundance of money because that's going to make you a bad person. That means that you're a sellout. That means that you did something wrong to achieve that abundance of money. That means that somebody else has less than because you have more. You know, it's easy to form a belief that's not necessarily true, that is what you've heard or what you've been taught about certain things that isn't absolutely accurate, right? Not just limiting beliefs that you have with money, but even about your relationship and your romantic life, right? Sometimes you may feel that we're not good enough to be loved, or all relationships eventually end in a heartbreak, or if I let somebody else in, they're just somebody else that's gonna let me down, right? These are ideas that we believe based on our experiences and our connection to relationships as a whole, right? We might have been let down before, or we've experienced people close to us have been let down, and then they're coming to us, sharing us their ideas and their perception of what relationships are like, when that might not necessarily be our reality. But because these people are so close to us, because these people have that much of an influence on us, we start to take in how they're thinking and how they're feeling it and make that our own belief, when in reality, that's just limiting your experience in your personal relationships. Another big one that I want to talk about is just success, right? There's a lot of people out there trying new endeavors at the beginning of the year, whether that's you're starting your fitness journey, you're starting your entrepreneur journey, you're starting a new lash business or a hair business, or you're somebody that is changing jobs or changing careers, right? These major changes that we experience in life, it's new for us. naturally there's going to be some uncertainty as we head into it. And you might feel that success is for other people, but it's not for me. Or I really don't want to try because when I try, I fail. Or maybe you just feel that you don't necessarily have the talent or the skills required to be successful in this new field. And that's the furthest thing from the truth, right? You might have heard that from somebody else, or somebody else might have said that about you, and it got back to you through the grapevine. So there are a lot of things that contribute to the limiting beliefs that we all have about ourselves. And those limiting beliefs hold us back. Those limiting beliefs really keep us anchored to the ground and don't allow for us to soar to the great heights that we're capable of, and so that we can be as successful as we want, so that we can have those healthy relationships that we want, or so that we can accumulate that monetary gain that you're looking for this next year. So the first thing that we need to do is identify what these limiting beliefs are and really try to overcome them. And it's not an easy task. It's nothing that happens overnight. It's nothing that is you snap your fingers. There's no magic potion. There's no secret. It just requires some intentional work and for you to really practice some behaviors. And this theme is super consistent, as you'll hear in a lot of things that I talk about, but it's practicing self-awareness. That is one of the most beneficial things you can do to evolve as a person, okay? Being self-aware is going to help you in so many different aspects of your life, especially when it comes to your limiting beliefs, right? You got to pay attention to those recurring negative thoughts or patterns in your behaviors, okay? And how you can do that is by writing them down. Write down what you believe about money. Write down what you believe about relationships. Write down what you believe about success. Look for those recurring themes or beliefs that you feel that are restrictive for you, right? If you think that everybody with money is a bad person because they had to screw somebody over to get money, write that down. If you think that you don't want or value relationships because you always get hurt, write that down. If you feel like you're not capable of success because you aren't skilled or talented enough, write that down. It's important for you to really sit with your thoughts and identify what it is that you're actually feeling. And then you got to question yourself, right? Ask yourself, what thoughts surface when I think about having more money? What thoughts surface when I think about building a healthy relationship? What thoughts surface when I think about pursuing success, right? This is going to help you be aware of what's stopping you. You'll be able to identify those limiting beliefs that you have. And then once you're able to identify what they are, then you're in a really good position to start to change, to start to overcome them, to start to believe differently, okay? Another thing you can do is challenge those beliefs, right? You can ask probing questions to yourself, right? Is this belief absolutely true? Where does this belief even come from? Did I come up with this on my own? Did it come from a family member? Is this just something that society says? Or is this coming from a past experience, right? What evidence do I have that contradicts this belief, okay? You've got to challenge whatever it is that you think. If you cannot prove it to be true, then it might not be true. The same way if someone else tells you something, if they cannot prove it to be true, it might not necessarily be true, right? Don't just believe everything you hear. Don't just believe everything that's told to you. You've got to challenge it and question sometimes things that you think and also the things that you hear. Another thing that you could do is reframe your perspective. You could replace that I'm not good with money, that I can learn to manage my finances with practice, right? It's not that you're not there. You're just not there yet. It's not that you're not capable of it. You're just not capable of it yet, okay? I think the word yet is super important because for me, it always keeps me optimistic that it is possible, that there's nothing that I can't do that I'm not capable of. I just haven't acquired the skills that would allow me to be successful at that yet. If I'm somebody that struggles financially, maybe I'm just someone that hasn't figured out how to manage my finances yet. If I'm someone that struggles with relationships, I'm somebody that hasn't been able to effectively and manage my relationships yet. If I'm someone that hasn't been successful, maybe I just haven't found the right thing that I'm successful at yet. There is still hope. There's still a chance that you will be able to accomplish what it is that you want. But it starts with you reframing your perspective and understanding that you're just not there yet. It's still possible. You just need to do a little bit of work and focus on developing certain skills required in order for you to be able to accomplish that. Replacing the limited beliefs with empowering ones. That's another big thing that you can do. Okay. You need to create affirmations that counter your old beliefs, right? For example, with relationships, I am worthy of healthy, loving, and supportive relationships. Speak it into existence. For success, I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to, right? Speak it into success. With your money, I attract financial abundance easily and responsibly. Speak it into existence, okay? Because your words have power. Your words have energy, right? Sounds are vibration. Vibration is energy. And what you put out there, you receive. So all of this matters. Do not think that this is insignificant, because this can play a major role into what you become. You speak negatively, you're putting that out into the universe. You speak positively, you're putting that out in the universe. And like I said in my previous videos, what you put out into the universe is what you receive, okay? Repeating those affirmations daily can reinforce new thought patterns. And when you start to say it, you put it out there, you start to say it, you start to believe it, and then that's manifesting all throughout your body, and pretty soon that manifests throughout your life, all right? Now, replacing those limiting beliefs with empowering ones play a huge role in ultimately changing the structure of how you believe in yourself. Another important thing that you want to make sure you do is take small, consistent actions, all right? Face your fears. Do something that challenges those beliefs, even if it feels uncomfortable, right? If you believe I'll fail if I try, take a small step by going towards your goal and prove that failure is okay, right? It's impossible to not fail, okay? Everybody that has accomplished anything has failed at something in life, okay? So failure isn't a bad thing, all right? Take a step towards failing and get that first one out the way if you haven't done it, because now you've learned something, right? Learn and grow. Seek knowledge or resources to address the skills gap that fuel your beliefs, okay? So if you don't feel like you're capable of accomplishing something, whether that is developing a relationship with someone that you admire, right? Figure out where you lack. What is it that you're not good at? Or is it your lack of conversation skills? Is it your inability to approach somebody without running away? There are a variety of reasons why people struggle with relationships. Maybe they don't know how to have healthy boundaries. Maybe they don't recognize social cues, right? Seeking knowledge where you lack is a very important way for you to take those small steps to kind of move yourself forward and get yourself closer to where you're trying to be, right? Surrounding yourself with positive influences is, again, one of the most beneficial things that you can do for yourself, right? You can study the stories of people who've overcame similar challenges. I love autobiographies. I read about people who've had an inspiring life story. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, individuals like those that I am impressed with their stories and that they've done so much for this nation despite everything that they had to overcome. That's inspiring for me, all right? And I might not necessarily be able to have a conversation with them, but reading those books about their lives really helped me tap into what they were going through, what they were like, what they did. And that's extremely inspiring for me, right? Find supportive communities, right? Engaging with people who encourage growth and challenge your limiting beliefs. If you're around people that are constantly putting you down, that are constantly telling you that you're not capable of something, I'm sorry, but you need to find some new friends. Those ain't your friends. Friends believe in you, friends uplift you, friends support you. Those people that are just telling you everything that you can't do, that you're not good enough, that you're bugging out for thinking that you can do that when no one else has done that. Even if it's your family doubting you, they gotta go. If there's people around you that aren't pouring into you positively, they gotta go. Cut ties. There's no need for them to be around, because at the end of the day, what you want to accomplish, you need support. And if there aren't people supporting you and you already struggle with those limiting beliefs, it's going to be that much more difficult for you to accomplish anything that you want, right? And also finding mentors or coaches. Everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs a coach. Everybody that's great has a coach. Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Michael Phelps, LeBron James, every amazing actor, Adam Sandler, Denzel Washington, right? Any performer, Chris Brown, Rihanna, Michael Jackson, everybody had a coach or a mentor that they worked with that was able to guide them and give them new perspectives and new ideas, okay? Again, it's significantly more difficult to be great by yourself, to go travel far distances by yourself, right? So if there's a large gap between where you are and where you want to be, it's a lot harder to travel that gap by yourself. But when you've got people there with you, supporting you, mentors or coaches, you close that gap a lot quicker because you do have those other people around you that are supporting your goal, okay? So when it comes to your limiting beliefs, acknowledging them, addressing them, and doing something, the little stuff to really rewire your brain and your processing to accept the fact that this is not true. These are limiting beliefs. They're not truths. And again, you can challenge these beliefs, right? You can do the little things, take small, consistent actions towards accomplishing what it is that you want. You can replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones. So there's a lot that you can do to rewire your mind and rewrite your subconscious mind, okay? But the point is, you need to be intentional with practicing this. You need to be intentional with doing this. And again, you don't have to do it alone, right? Make sure you're surrounding yourself with good people. Make sure you're reaching out to mentors or coaches. Make sure that you are doing everything that you can, because it's important. Those limiting beliefs have the power to really restrict you and hold you back from overcoming what it is that you need to in order to get on the other side of where you currently are. So, again, grab somebody, do it with them, and really challenge those limiting beliefs, because again, they are not true. So as I wrap this up, if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any videos. Let's keep this going and build on from this one. All right. Now, I am telling you, if you're here still, make sure you go over online to our website, www.raisethevibesllc.com, and join our community. It is completely free of charge. So if you go over, you can join as a gold member in our private community, 100% free, no strings, just good vibes, powerful connection. You will join a community of like-minded individuals like yourself that are all about evolving and becoming the best that they can be. Okay, so if this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend, someone who needs to hear it, a little boost. Let's keep spreading those positive vibes and helping each other evolve, all right? That's it for today. I'm Jevon, Mr. Raise the Vibes, signing off. Stay focused, stay positive, and keep evolving. Stay tuned for our next episode.